Well, hello again, and welcome to another Hyperion Morning. Welcome to Thursday, everybody. Happy, nearing the end of the week. We got over the hump yesterday. Here we are. It's Thursday. We're on our way to the weekend. We're almost there. You got this. Just a couple more days, and we'll be time to relax, enjoy. Once again, good morning, Marianne. Good to see you here with us this morning. Appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for coming along on our journey of positivity as we just try and start your day with a couple smiles, hopefully a little bit of positivity, and just trying to make our way through this together the best way we possibly can. And, that's what our goal is. We are the Disney podcast of positivity. Hopefully you listen to our show every week, but hopefully you stop by and join us for this show on some regular mornings or whenever it might be throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the year. Doesn't matter. Just happy to see you here at some point. So what are we talking about on this day? It is Thursday, May 8th, 2025. Well, there was some interesting and pretty big Disney news that came out yesterday. I'm curious on what your thoughts are about this. Well, Disney announced before their earnings call yesterday, which was pretty good from what it sounded like anyway. It's always a big rah fest, whenever there's an earnings call. But Disney announced this, which I think was a complete surprise to most people, that they're going to be building a new park at some point in Abu Dhabi. Apparently, Bob Iger said it's going to be at least 5+ years, what you would expect to building a brand new whole Disney park. And really interesting choice of areas. Happy for a new Disney park, although I'm going to be honest with you, there's a lot of Disney parks that we probably will never visit. I mean, I think we want to get to Tokyo. I don't know about some of the ones in China, whether it be Shanghai or Hong Kong, whether we'll get to there. But this one's probably not likely one that we will visit. That was my first instinct on this. It's like, okay, great for them. But I doubt we'll ever get there. But the more looking into it, and I get the concerns, and I think I like to say this all the time. All feelings are valid on this. It's odd. This is something that's, there are some, issues socially with this part of the world, for those of us, for females, for women, and of course all our LGBTQ plus friends. So I get the concern there. I'm hoping that maybe Disney going in there will help sway some opinions. Marianne, I get it. I'm kind of the same way as you on this. Very interesting choice of location, but we won't be visiting. Probably not. I can't say we absolutely 100% wouldn't be visiting. Probably take a cruise destination or something for us likely to get there. But you never know. But I will say this strictly from a business standpoint for Disney. I get their viewpoint on this as well, because look, they're basically licensing and collecting royalties on this, using their ideas, expanding their brand into some areas of the world. Disney is a global brand to open up some markets. They don't have to put the money up for it. All they need to do is lend the Imagineers, lend their creative process to it. Check in on it and make sure it's up to Disney brands, and use their IP, and then it's all being bankrolled by the the Mitra Group out of there. So get it. But again, do have concerns about some of our friends and their feelings on this, and Disney's statement of how they plan to be inclusive, and this is a part of the world that maybe hasn't been completely inclusive. So again, all feelings are valid. Get it, 100%. More just stating the fact that there is going to be a new Disney park, if you so desire, at some point in the future, 5+ years from now, to go by and visit it. But it was an interesting statement, and we'll see. So anyway, wanted to bring that up. Not going to touch on it for a long time, but I wanted to go over that because that was the big, huge Disney news that came out yesterday. What else are we talking about on this day? Well, today happens to be, it's National Day for something. This is a World Day for something, because This is VE Day. Now, we do not discuss or celebrate war here, but we will always celebrate the end of war. And that was this for Europe, the end of the war in 1945 when Germany, their German forces had their unconditional surrender. And finally, some of our European friends had a chance to breathe and celebrate and be happy that some of their people were coming home, hopefully safely, and that conflict could be over. So yes, we'll definitely celebrate the end of conflict if we can do that here. So today is a day to talk about that and celebrate that for sure. Also today, well, it's National Donkey Day. Now that's something I'm on board for because I think donkeys are fun. And I think Louisa would agree with you, except for when she had to work on collecting the donkeys a lot. But overall, I think she was a fan of the donkeys. So, yeah, today is National Donkey Day. So Eeyore is another good choice for a donkey that you could celebrate today out of the Disney parks. Yeah, today's a day, or actually, I think it's World Donkey Day. So even better, even better. We can celebrate donkeys around the world today. We are not sponsored by this company, but if they want to come by and sponsor us, I would be happy to do so. But today is National Have a Coke Day. So if you like a Coke, today's a day to have a Coke because it is National Have a Coke Day. I'm sure that's completely put up by the Coca-Cola company, 100%. But hey, I will say this: it's not my favorite soda. It was when I was growing up. When I was a kid, I loved Coke. Coke was my thing, and I do like it over Pepsi. If I'm going to have a cola, that's not probably the soda I'm going for if I'm going to have one. But I do not mind a Coke. And if you're a fan of Coke, today's the day to have a Coke. So go ahead. Why not? Enjoy on this Thursday with a Coke. With a Coke. Marianne loves the international Cokes. Yeah, I think they use more real pure sugar in some of those. Yeah, very good. And some of the yeah, you can go to the Club Cool and try some of their Coke products there for sure. That's a great thing. That's a great idea, Marianne. Go to Club Cool. Try some of the Coca-Cola products there. They're not traditional Cokes, but Coca-Cola products from around the world. Really cool. Also today, this is something that might interest you more. Today is National Coconut Cream Pie Day. Do you like coconut cream pie? I'm okay with it. It's not my favorite pie. I'm not going out of my way to have a coconut cream pie, mostly because I'm not a huge coconut fan. Not that I mind the flavor of coconut, especially if it's raw coconut or even some of the toasted coconut. The texture doesn't do much for me, but the flavor profile is okay. Again, not my favorite pie, but I probably wouldn't turn down if someone offered me a piece of coconut cream pie. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And today, if you enjoy coconut cream pie, if you make a coconut cream pie, today is a day to enjoy it. So yeah, go ahead. Why not? Enjoy. Have some good times with a Coke and a coconut cream pie. I don't know if those two things go together, but why not? Sure. Absolutely. Hey, if it's your birthday today, again, it is May 8th, 2025. A very happy birthday to you. Here are some of the amazing people that you celebrate your birthday with. How about great insult comic? Like, if it's not many people that you want to be insulted by, but Don Rickles was definitely one of them. He could insult you in the best way possible, in the funniest way possible, for sure. Don Rickles would have been 99 today, born on this day in 1926. Unfortunately, we lost him back in 2017. But just great, kind of periphery version of the Rat Pack, of course. But, he did so many amazing things as that guy that you want to be insulted by. And, for us Disney fans, we know him as Mr. Potato Head in the Toy Story franchise for sure. Don Rickles, amazing, funny person for sure. How about, hey, his brother? If you know somebody from Van Halen, probably know his brother is the big name from Van Halen. But Alex Van Halen was at least equally as talented, if not, more so. He's definitely regarded as one of the greatest drummers in the world. Alex Van Halen turned 72 today, born on this day in 1953. He is the guy that drove, Van Halen. Of course, Eddie will always be known as the face of Van Halen, along with David Lee Roth, and some people will say Sammy Hagar as well. But Alex was the one who was kind of in the background, but that rhythm section, that percussion, he's the one that made it happen. And he is a fantastic, fantastic drummer, still to this day, even at 72, still a fantastic drummer. Alex Van Halen, happy birthday to him. How about this? Did you watch Little House on the Prairie growing up? Well, then you may know Melissa Gilbert. She turned 61 today, born on this day in 1964. Of course, played Laura Ingalls in Little House on the Prairie. She also appeared in some famous TV movies, including The Diary of Anne Frank, The Miracle Worker. She appeared for a little bit more recently. She was on season 14 of Dancing with the Stars. And she was also the president of the Screen Actors Guild for several years. Great career. Melissa Gilbert, happy birthday to her. And finally, one of the most handsome guys on the planet, I guess you would say, and a great singer, Enrique Iglesias turns 50 today, believe it or not. Born on this day in 1975, one of the best-selling Latin music artists of all time. He's reportedly sold over 100 million albums during his career. You may know some songs. I love Bailamos, great song, Hero. But he's done amazing things. So happy birthday to him. Happy birthday to all of them. And again, if it's your birthday, wishing you a very happy birthday as well. Shameless self-promotion time. Yep, we like to do this on every show. Please bear with me. But yes, we have a new Hyperion Adventures podcast coming out just this Sunday. And we are going to be recapping our recent visit to Walt Disney World for a few days. Moonlight Magic, Disney Vacation Club Moonlight Magic. We'll be talking a lot about that, what we experienced out at Epcot it was last Wednesday night, not last night, but the week ago, Wednesday night. Some of the interesting characters we got to meet, as you see here, some of the amazing foods we got to try, some of the other experiences that happened all around Moonlight Magic. So you can know if you're planning on going maybe to one in the future, or if you're thinking about, is this good thing if I decide to join Disney Vacation Club? We'll talk about that. Also, we're going to talk a ton about our time at Fort Wilderness, the resort and campgrounds out at Walt Disney World, because we stayed there in a cabin for several nights, explored a lot of Fort Wilderness. We're going to talk a lot about our time there as well. And I'm not going to, okay, spoiler alert for this weekend show. We're going to tell you how much we really enjoyed our relaxing, fun, interesting time at Fort Wilderness, and why you may want to think about adding it as your next family vacation destination at Walt Disney World, because I feel, and we'll discuss this a lot, that it is underrated. And it kind of goes by people don't think about Fort Wilderness a lot with Walt Disney World. It's kind of a hidden gem in some ways. We'll talk a lot about that and why you might want to consider staying there sometime in the very near future. So a lot of that, all of that trip. And of course, we also met with family and friends while we were out there. We'll be talking about that too. So hopefully you'll join us Sunday. Usually drops around 1 p.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Pacific time, or wherever you might be around the world. We do have global listeners. So wherever you might be and listen to this episode, it'll be coming out this weekend. And we're excited to talk all about this trip, because we had a lot of fun and it was a great time. So yeah, hope you'll join us for that. All right, gonna get out of here. Everybody have an amazing Thursday. Get through the day, and then it's Friday. So that's all you got to do. You got this. You got this. So as I always like to say on every single morning that I'm with you, please keep on sharing that kindness. Keep on sharing those smiles. And of course, keep on sharing that positivity. I'll be back with you tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. to do all those things with you once again. Until that time, everybody, have a magical day. I'll see you tomorrow.